Recording live from somewhere. It's the tissue in the tape, tissue in the tape, tissue in the
tape. Yeah, baby, what's good?
Hey, man, besides that, this is the world's famous TITT, his home team in the motherfucking house.
No question.
It's Davis backwards and who? State your name, gangster.
Philmatic 365, a.k.a. Not them dudes.
That's right, man. As always, sending a shout out to G and Ream, sending a shout out to our War Room Sports Podcast Network family,
Yes.
the Generals, Devin, Jimmy B. Austin, PJ, Doc Bay, the Burtons, everybody that gets down with.
Especially John Appetit. You know what I mean?
That's right, man. Making this quality, making these quality conversations, making sure that everybody is abreast, on what's going on, and just giving people some entertainment to get them through the hustle and bustle of the everyday struggle, man.
Absolutely, man. I want to say, man, it's room for everybody, man. It's a lot of podcasts out, but it's room for everybody. Everybody can eat, B.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of how hard you want to work and how consistent you're trying to be.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of good ones out there too.
Definitely. We always give a shout out to the cook and the gooch, man. Shout out to them, man.
Oh yeah, my ladies, man.
Might have to cop a shirt. Shout out to them. Of course,
or whatever.
Shout to the realest podcast ever too.
Yeah. Oh,
definitely.
yo, them dudes. Every time I hear them, I can't help but they always have one or two moments where I literally have to fight myself from laughing out loud because I'm usually listening at work.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yo.
Speaking of podcasts out there, man, Drink Champs, one that we have definitely talked about on this show. They got one of their guests, one of the clips that they use, and that's a part of editing that, editing can always pick out a certain gem that can be a great marketing tool. It definitely took a nice little snippet and turned it into a hot topic. I know you saw Amber Rose. She made her comment. Anybody that knows her story a little bit. She didn't come from a whole lot.
Yeah, because the story's not new.
Right. Yeah. I mean, she reps South Philly very very much to the fullest. Grew up only a mere few blocks away from where my wife grew up. So they're from the same neighborhood basically, but not really. But it was just something I was like, with her being so close to the story, I asked my wife what she thought about it. I explained it to her, gave her the context, and just what she said in terms of Philly not being a city that's known for having people that are traditionally attractive. And in the context of what she was saying at first, when she was relating it to herself, you could kind of get it. But it's totally indicative of where she is now, where she may have been, just in terms of she has a Hollywood tattoo on her arm now. All of her dating situations are of a certain level of
prestige.
Right. Exactly. Like it's more from a promotional level or just a level of fame to it more than anything. What'd you think about what she said, man?
Well, for anybody that's ever chose, like I knew this wasn't going to come out for a while, because that means you would have to have read the book or listened to the audio book. And so I knew it was just I knew she was actually going to have to say it, or somebody was going to have to repeat it. All that being said, this is actually like 5 years old almost from the time
it's been a few years. I mean, she's been on that for a while, but
now in context, what she was saying is that's what people would say to her, that she didn't look like she was from South Philly, because South South Philly people didn't look like her. That's what she said people would say to her.
Mm-hmm.
So if the people around you say that you don't look like you're from there, because and according to her, now again, this is all according to her, that people would say that people in the area where she was from aren't as pretty as she was or is or whatever. So I get it, but still, when you say it, when you hear it,
Yeah.
when you actually hear it, normally I would say the optics are bad, but the audio of it just sounds bad, yo. And then the fact that she's that she has you know, the lack of melatonin that she has, it doesn't help the situation, especially in the climate that we live in.
Yeah.
In this day and time. So
I just thought it was interesting, man. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but I will say most of the people that took offense to it don't look like her.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They were the people. I mean, and yeah, I said it because you there's a lot of beastly broads that was feeling some type of way, yo.
But like I was just saying, like that's what the podcast game is bringing to people. These are conversations that are being had, and when you put them out there for the public to consume, these types of firestorms sometimes happen. But I like any type of dialogue. You know me, and you're the same way. Like, let's talk about it.
Let's get it out there.
Yeah, let's get it out there. Let's see what actually is, you know, real, and let's see what's fake, and let's see who's
real, and who's fake.
Exactly. So man, big shout to them, man. You know, we'll see what comes of it. It'll obviously die down soon, but
yeah, man.
They had people in the frenzy. Even Questlove had to comment on it, man, and just say, "Yo, black women, Philadelphia, I'm proud of you. I love you." You know, to paraphrase what he said.
My mother's from Philadelphia. All my aunts and my cousins, my sisters was born there.
Yeah,
I mean, hey man, Philadelphia. You know, I say it all the time, man. You know, Philadelphia stay winning. You know.
Yeah.
So
we'll get into that a little bit later when we talk about wins and losses. But now let's get into some of the most beautiful things that we saw all week.
Yeah, like this plate right now. For those that can't see, I mean, if you hear, I mean,
clanging of silverware.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting busy, man. I got.
Us getting this Cujo goodie on, man. Yeah.
Good old fashioned so most beautifulest.
Michael Bennett, man, he's a guy. Although he plays for the Seahawks, he is a guy that you and I have both given props to for just speaking his mind and bringing, just certain issues and just not being afraid to buck the trend a little bit as far as
say what needs to be said.
Exactly. He was in the news saying that he's working on a book titled "Things That Make White People Uncomfortable."
I like it. They should put us on the cover.
I mean, he's already got me sold as far as like.
Oh, I got my pre-order. I'm PayPal ready. I mean.
But he said he's working on a book about the NFL, racism, sexism, and just athletes no longer being silenced. And we see that we're in an era right now where these guys are more conscious of their brand, and they're also more conscious of just the fact that they don't have to just be quiet, and they can, be themselves a lot more. Money and opportunity lends itself to that type of thinking. Here we are, man, where Joe Flacco went down. Everybody was looking to see what Harbaugh was going to do, and Harbaugh did exactly what we thought Harbaugh was going to do in Baltimore.
He is who we thought he was. They are who we thought they were. Kaepernick
is still without a job. He goes, and I'm not gonna even look up the guy's name, but he
it don't matter. Dude came from the Arena League.
Arena League, man.
Come on, man.
He's only working with half a field. So
yo,
there's that.
I am not in shape and haven't been in shape, for some time. I can get out there and give them a couple series. It's ridiculous. Like they're like one, like their full-time jobs are at UPS. So I mean, this dude played in the Super Bowl. He played against him, and he was against, I mean, I'm not gonna relive my nightmare, but it was a one play from being the Super Bowl champion. So it's ridiculous. I mean, I just wish they would come out and say like, yo, we can't get over the fact that you exercise your actual rights, your constitutional rights, you exercise them, and we can't get over that because you don't look like us. Just say that shit, man. Because that's bottom line. That's what it is.
But that's one of the things that Michael Bennett said, that he said that he supported Kaepernick's protests, and he has gone on record saying that he believes NFL executives are blackballing him just based off of his beliefs and whatever jargon you want to use as far as distraction or unfocused or whatever. But I just like this dude, man. Him and his brother. They were just raised different.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows their story just knows that they were raised to be outspoken and not just be dumb jocks. And they've taken that and they've succeeded, obviously, to great levels. Martellus calls himself Black Unicorn, and Michael calls himself Black Santa, which I just think is awesome.
Yo, here's the beauty of it. One, they're both Super Bowl champions. Whether we like how they got them or not, it is what it is. They are Super Bowl champions. They have interests outside of football. Their life does not revolve around football. Mm-hmm. And football doesn't determine how they move, even though it is their chosen profession. It's one of them things, man. When your rivals become your idols, man. Like as much as I'm not, for the success of the Seahawks, I like to see dude win.
Yeah.
So. Taking my fandom aside, I will be purchasing this book. I hope it ends up being a bestseller, but I know he got at least 2 copies sold.
For sure. He's working with Dave Zarin from Edge of Sports. For those that don't know, Michael is entering his 9th season in the league. He's also pledged to donate all of his endorsement money made this season into 2017 to various charities, and he's also hosting an event actually like tomorrow for Charlene Lyles, who was a Black mother who was shot and killed by Seattle police in June. So man, big shout to him, man. Like I said, anytime we can give these brothers some shine and just let people know what they have going, we're gonna do that, man. And we mentioned Jimmy before in our regular salute, but man, big shout out to Jimmy Williams again, flythehood.com. He has a seminar that he's doing in Philadelphia tomorrow. And you can also go to his websites and
for free, by the way.
Yeah, look at the books, get some knowledge, and definitely be entertained, as well as gain some good insight about owning your own time and space, as well as just his thoughts with Sports the Book. So man, big shout out to the Blueprint.
Absolutely.
Girls trip, man. You were fortunate enough to have a date with the missus and check it out, man. How was it?
Had a date night, yo. The movie, I'm gonna say this.
It's geared towards ladies.
It's definitely geared towards ladies. Yeah, that kind of goes without saying. But my expectations were to be entertained. I had no idea how entertained I would be, yo. Like I felt like I would get some laughs, get some one-liners and some quotable moments. Yo, it was really a good. The best way I could describe it, and this is not a slight to them at all. This is Black Girl Hangover. It had the same kind of energy and feeling in the theater when I first saw Hangover. Mm-hmm. Obviously the audience was a lot different, but it was that same kind of feeling. you saw the people that were laughing out loud. You saw the people that were like shocked at what they saw, you know, because they weren't quite ready for the level of how hard they were going to go, because it's definitely an R movie. You know, better not bring your kids. Yo, which I did. Somebody had a baby in there. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You know, because it's definitely, you know how some movies you could kind of get away with your kid being in there. This is not one of those movies. But yo, it was well put together. It fit the blueprint for how movies are made. So it checked all the boxes, but it was still unapologetically black. It was unapologetically feminine in a good way. And I enjoyed it, man. Like, and yo, man, eat a dick to everybody that say like, "Oh, this a girl movie. I ain't going to see that." Yo, fuck out of here, man. Because at the end of the day, it's a good movie. And like, if you like to laugh, then go see the shit. If you don't, then don't. But don't not go see it because 4 women are starring in it. You know, that's just lame and corny.
There it is. Endorsement by Filmatic.
Yeah.
On the couch. I presume you guys will be talking about it.
Oh yeah, man. Yo, we got a backlog pause of like shows. I literally have a list of like, I think I'm on like 37 shows that for possible review. And like Ozark. Yo, Ozark is crazy. Which is a new show on Netflix, but yeah, definitely Girls Trip is one we will be talking about, of course.
Well, one that I can't wait to be released, a movie. And, you know, I might have to make a guest appearance, man. Black Panther, who we talked about the trailer. We talked about the news of the fact that Ryan Coogler and Chadwick Boseman were going to be, you know, the main principals on this. But now,
rose petals when I show up.
Now, you know, with the annual world-renowned San Diego Comic-Con International Festival, you know, things just got a little bit real, man. I mean, it was blacker than ever, man. I mean, you look at what's coming down the pipe as far as next year, Black Lightning, Luke Cage season 2,
another one,
yeah, Black Panther, and then just a host of other. Supergirl's got a black person in there. A person was there at Comic-Con. Like, it's just a great time. You're just seeing a lot more.
And Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
Tessa Thompson is in it.
Yes. So it was just great just to just see everybody from the Lapitas to the Letitia Wrights to the cast. I mean, just the who's who. Comic-Con, I don't think they were ready, man.
They're still not ready.
They said Forrest Whitaker. They were like, "Oh, okay, he's here. That's cool." Yeah, but no, like, I mean, just all the way down the line, just the amount of just black excellence that was in the house, man, it's pretty amazing just to see. So we wanted to give a shout out to
absolutely, man.
Everybody doing their thing.
I don't think people really understand how hype Black America is for this movie, or like the fact that it's in February is just like cool. Well, I'm sure Marvel, it was not coincidence for them, but for us, the level of anticipation. And we talked about it off air. If the regular Marvel viewers, like people that go out and see Marvel movies, plus Black America, if everybody shows up the way that it's shaping up to be, this movie might be the biggest Marvel ever, because anytime you get black dollars added to something, it always significantly increases. So Marvel, and it looks so well put together, like it doesn't look like they spared and spent. So I'm hyped, and everybody I talk to is hyped. I've talked to shout out to the Cook and the Gooch, because they were talking about it in And Gooch was like, I don't even like comic books, but I'm getting into them because of Black Panther to get ready for Black Panther. So just that alone, yo, they're making new fans off of 2 trailers.
Yeah. I would be remiss. I mean, I'm a Flash, fan, as you know.
Oh yeah, we are Flash fans.
Look, I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out to my girl. She plays Iris.
Hey, you don't never need an excuse.
Candace Patton, we saw you there at Comic-Con. Don't think we didn't see you there. Two thumbs up from Phil, 2 thumbs up from me. Keep doing your thing. I hope to see you in more.
Yeah, she's official tissue.
Official tissue. So yeah, man, big shout to them. Those are some of the most beautifulest things that we saw since the last show. I want to talk about
what's going on, Chief?
So much, man. You told me to remind you of something before we go to the next segment. I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you, man. What's so fascinating about David Spade? What are you gonna tell me about? I don't understand.
Yo, this destroyed my whole astro plane. So I'm watching lip sync battle with the champ, and David Spade's on there, and like, okay. She's like, you know who his girlfriend is? I'm like, no. And like, I'm like, and I know he dates models and everything. I was like, is what, like a Vicky Secret? Because he was going up against Vicky Secret Dream, like one of them chicks from the Thor countries or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, Santana from Glee. I'm like, nah, get out of here.
What, Big Sean's old chick?
Yeah, Naya Rivera.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah. So I'm like, all right, hold on. I was like, I gotta get to the Google machine and check this out. So I type in, David Spade, Naya Rivera, and sure enough, all types of pictures pop up. I'm like, yo, man, hey, man, Hollywood is a strange and wonderful. It's a Kanye album. It's a beautiful, dark, twisted chocolate fantasy, yo. Like, and like I shouldn't be surprised because anything is possible.
Yeah,
but it just the optics of it. That is crazy.
You got Joe Dirt and John Dirt. Remember she was saying that people of color don't take showers every day like white people do.
Oh man!
So maybe she found somebody that understood her. She totally lost everybody on that one. Like, yo, she was just like, yeah, I mean, only white people take showers every day.
Huh?
Oh no. Oh
never
no, baby.
Be heard from a game.
Yeah, she lost. Big Sean was like, oh, time out.
Oh, she little bitch.
Yeah.
Yo, she hasn't been on TV since that, yo.
No, she hasn't, man.
Yeah. She got married to Boy. I think Boy they got divorced.
It was like 3 days.
Yo, he's like,
bitch, you ain't showered yet? Oh, all right.
Can't do it.
David Spade a nasty dude, so he's like, that's fine.
David Spade looked like he
oh gosh,
he down for whatever, yo.
Put the lotion in the basket.
You got a life alert. You gotta wear a life alert chain with him, yo.
You let him know what you're allergic to right off the bat.
Pineapples.
Otherwise, yeah. Man, we're always gonna give a shout out to our ladies. If you check us out on Instagram, Phil just posted our first visual installment of what we've been doing for the past few episodes. Episode 154, we gave a shout out to the ladies, and this episode is no different. We normally do it from all walks of life. This particular segment, we are going to talk about the ladies of Girl Trip. Some are very much known, some moderately known, and then there's a newcomer that's definitely on her way, and we're going to start with her, man. Tiffany Haddish. I mean, if you give her a platform, you give her a chance to just speak freely. It's just entertainment, man, right off the bat. Anybody that saw her on Jimmy Kimmel recently, I mean, it's just fascinating just to see her how her mind works. And she told a great story about Swamp Tramp when they were filming this down in Louisiana with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. So it's just amazing just to see her transition, man. She, you know, she came from, you know, humble beginnings, and then now with the Carmichael show, of course, they did 32 episodes. You know, they unfortunately won't be coming back on NBC, but there's definitely a chance that they'll be coming back elsewhere.
Netflix, we talking to you.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be fire.
I could totally see that. But
yeah, she's gonna be on the new Tracy Morgan show too.
Yeah. I mean, she's just, you know, she's just one of those talents like that.
Got a comedy special coming on Showtime.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yo, but
she stole the show though, right? With Girls Trip.
Yo, well, first of all, I gotta say this. Anytime you ever see her, she's going to steal the show. Like, I'm already calling it right now. What day is this? This is what, the 29th of when we recording this, the 29th of July.
Yeah.
She's going to be the host of the next BET Awards. I promise you.
Yeah, yeah.
She's good. She's gonna destroy the show. She's gonna, like, in a good way. She's gonna carry it. But like, I remember her like when Arsenio attempted his comeback, and she was featured heavily on there in a lot of the skits and the segments and the men or woman on the street segments, and they were always hilarious.
Yeah,
so
you and I were the only people that watched that show.
Yeah, it definitely were. But yeah, I saw it then. I was like, yo, she's funny. And then, like, you know, you would see her here and there. So to get this kind of platform on a national level in a big budget film, you know, is a great look. And she definitely stole the show. Like, some of the scenes in there. Did you actually see it yet?
I was actually supposed to see it tonight, but just circumstances.
Amen. that dad life. I got you.
Yeah. So,
but no, when you there's a
tomorrow,
I am not going to ruin it. And you may already know about it, but there's one particular scene that you will know it when
it's been talked about.
Okay, so yeah, it's I mean, but I mean, but that's just one scene. There's several moments throughout the whole entire movie where she totally steals it, and they kind of let her do her thing. You could tell a lot of it was ad lib, and but she looked like she was having so much fun, and it seemed very authentic. You know what I mean? Like,
so
you know,
she's been grinding, man. I mean, her first like official credit was That's So Raven for one episode. I mean, you do that all the way up until now. I mean, she's got a nice little
built a nice little resume.
She's done, with the Carmichael show being the most steady work. But the name of her stand-up that's coming out is Tiffany Haddish, She Ready, From Hood to Hollywood. As Phil mentioned, it is going to be on Showtime soon. Keanu, I don't like those dudes, so I didn't watch that movie. But did you see that?
It's on the queue to watch, because I heard it was funny, like in like a silly kind of way, and you know, Wilson's watch everything, so I'll end up seeing it, but to this point I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't.
I'm cool.
I don't like cats any goddamn way, yo. Cats are evil, man.
They are. So yeah, man, shout to her. Shout to Jada. Obviously, she's been in the news a lot here with the All Eyes on Me. You know, a little backlash, but she's also done some positive things. Just in terms of giving people some insight into her relationship, and you know, hers is one of the relationships that's been scrutinized over the past few years. One of the things that I like that she said here recently, you know, there was the rumor that they were breaking up. There's a rumor that they're all, you know, always in turmoil. But one of the main ones is that, you know, they're swingers, and in that they have an open relationship, they can do what they want. She definitely debunked that here recently. Like, no, that's not the case. I wish, but I just like how they handle things, man.
Yeah, man. They know the world that we live in, and people going to talk no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
You know, so they just rock with it. One of the things that was real cool that she did, and I posted on the couch Instagram, she gave a shout out to everybody that came to see the movie. She was like, thank you to, you know, all the people, because I mean, from what I can tell from the box office numbers, the movie did really well. It was the #1 comedy in the country. So
yeah,
definitely.
I mean, it was up there with the, you know, with the apes and the the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know,
when you competing with blockbuster
yeah, exactly.
You know, movies, you know, like I mean, you competing with
live action.
You know, who's like the, you know, arguably like the GOAT of comic book superheroes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a good movie, you know, so, and then Planet of the Apes, you know, the final part of the trilogy, to even be, you know, to people to break their bread and go see it is a beautiful thing.
Now, besides you and the missus, when it comes to me taking suggestions to watch things, Rotten Tomatoes is up there with me, man.
Oh yeah, the Rotten Tomatoes is very official.
They rarely get something wrong. It's currently at 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. Anything over 75, more than likely, you're gonna rock with it. So,
and I mentioned that 12% is the people that had their sensibilities offended by some of the language in the movie, who weren't quite ready.
One of the other things I always like to look at too, man, Malcolm Lee, we know him from the Best Man series.
Absolutely.
Cousin of Spike. It looks like they actually he directed this. Will Packer, we know him from all the Kevin Hart movies, Think Like a Man and whatnot. But it looks like the two of them, man, flipped this budget of, you know, roughly 28 million. They've already made that back. So now everything that they're doing is just net.
Easy money.
So I always like to see that, especially with the black directors, because it's good when, you know, we can get out there and support and get, you know, this type of statistics out there, because it helps with new films and, you know, new opportunities for people.
Yeah, man. You can't when the dollars roll in, it makes it hard for Hollywood to front.
Right.
You know, because you there's nothing you can. There's nothing, because it used to be, well, you know, nobody's going to see the movies and all of this, and you know they can't draw in the opening weekends. So once you knock those that bullshit out the way, then what else? Then what else is there? You know. You can never front on the dollars. So
yeah. Now, sneaky. We always talk about sneaky bad, like chicks that are bad. We know are bad, but kind of sneaky bad to the rest of the general public. Regina Hall.
Yeah.
She's right there in that mix with that, man. She just keeps doing her thing, you know, from the scary movies to elevating to, you know, just you see her making that climb as far as being a supporting actress to now where she's a headliner, man. And she's tough.
It's something about a beautiful woman that's funny, man. It's like that's like best of both. Like you know if she can cook, you know she that's, you know, then you got the trilogy. Yeah, I mean, so, but no, like for real though, she in a perfect world, she would be starring in dozens of movies. But it goes back to what we were saying about you know, the limited access to roles for black actors and actresses. You know, like a lot of her white counterparts, you know, she would be, to me, she would be like a almost like a Jennifer Aniston type.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where she could do all those kind of roles that she does. So hopefully she'll start this movie being a success will open the eyes to a lot of people. They'll start to know her name and recognize who she is and start to get her some good ass parts, man. Because she can do serious. I think the roles that she's mostly been placed in have been comedic roles. But I believe she has the ability to do, dramatic roles, if given the opportunity.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because I think the acting skills are definitely there.
No, for sure. Now, the Queen, obviously somebody.
Bow down, yo. You already know.
We're hip hoppers, man. So Dana Owens, she means something different to us, man. That some people might look at her like, oh, she's an actress. She was on Chicago. And,
no, not here. He holds his
here, man. Yeah, man.
It's the LA T.I.
Yeah. Latifah's had it up to here, man.
Give it to him, Queen. So
yeah, man. No, just as we close this segment, we just want to give a shout out to her. Yeah. She's someone that's been doing it. I mean, we're going on like 25 years, man.
Yo, love her, yo. She's one of my favorite people in all of hip hop, like just period. Like from going back from the music to like her empowerment of women, even back then when it was like literally, like 4 or 5, solo female artists that were involved in the sport, and to her just transitioning to Hollywood and being Academy Award nominated, and and even before that, transitioning from hip hop to R&B and jazz, and winning Grammys for that, to just everything she's doing, to being in Revlon commercials, and just shout out to the Queen and being a successful businesswoman, in production wise and with Flavor Unit.
Done it all.
Seen it all, done it all,
Talk show host.
Yo, you did it. I done it before. I got mad at it. Don't want it no more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? She set it off. You know what I mean?
Man, trailblazing.
One of the most iconic characters.
I said 25. Well, yeah, Cleo.
30.
Because really, really closer to 30.
Yeah, it's probably she might not want us to say it, but it's been over 30.
We definitely know of her from 87, 88, right around there, Flavor Unit. Yeah. So yeah, that's 30 years, man. Shout out to her.
Real quick, right off the top, what's your favorite Latifah song?
Oh, Latifah's had it up there.
That's your favorite. I think "Rap for My Madness" might be.
That's crazy. Yeah. No, that's definitely crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and then who brings the flavor too? Yeah,
listen. No, All Hail the Queen was a joint that my mom had no problem with me listening to. I could knock it loud in my room, like she wasn't tripping. Ladies first. I mean, that kind of sold her. That kind of sold her, man.
We like the first Miss Wilson, Moni Love. And one of my goals in life. This is no shit. One of my goals in life, I am going to have Moni Love on this show. Yo, that's it. That's the goal. It ain't what
it is.
Ain't more to it.
But yeah, man, she had a nice little run, man. All Hail the Queen, Nature of a Sister, Black Rain.
Black Rain is that work, yo. That's the joint with that's when she was in her zone. That's UNITY.
Yeah.
That's Giving 5 on the Black Hand Side. Just Another Day, which is just amazing. Rolling. Yeah.
It was crazy too, because when we were talking about her and we look back, it was like, man, Living Single was 93.
Wow. And that was groundbreaking when she did that. That was another show for Black women.
Yeah.
I mean, with that were the leads. And that was something that was unprecedented. I don't even think, think about it. They had only had like 2 other shows that had, more than 2, female leads. And that was like the Golden Girls and like Designing Women.
Yeah.
Which were great shows, but to have a Black cast, 4 Black women, That was fire, man. And
So if you had your pick, man, Khadijah, Sinclair, Max, or Regine, like who are you taking up to Kyle Barker's apartment for?
Yeah, man, you already know, man. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. Hey, man, since even before the facts of life, when she was making little cameos on the different strokes, Tootie, even though I don't rock with your mom for ironing Janet Jackson, I mean,
that was foul.
Kim Fields is
slipped on a skateboard.
Mama, I didn't mean
it. Nah, man. Big shout out to all of them, man.
Yes.
Tiffany, Jada, Regina, and Dana Owens, also known as the Queen.
Yes, bow down.
Yeah. Salute to them. All right, man.
Talk to me.
We're still going to talk about these albums that came out last week, but before we do that, there's a couple stories. We're just going to give our names. We're going to rename these stories, man, because sometimes they put it in a different light. And everything we do is hip hop. Anybody that's familiar with the Infinite playlist, we've been doing this. So I'm just going to throw out some current events. We'll talk about it just quickly, and we're going to rename them. You're going to give them a song title that's going to go with this, and we're just going to keep it cordial, man. Or not. It's whatever. Man, the first topic, man. Kyrie, Andrew Irving, because right now you can't just say Kyrie. You can't say Irving. You gotta say the whole name. Can't say Uncle Drew. You gotta say Kyrie.
Please say the baby.
Because he's like, yo, I'm not your son. I'm not. We're gonna play that clip too. We're gonna play that clip for people. They asked him like, yo, LeBron, he's like the father figure. He was like, huh? What? He was so confused.
He was mad, because I'm a grown ass man, dog.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I only got one dad, man. His name is Drederick Irving. Yeah, I love that.
The fact that his pop's name is Drederick, I was like, what?
Yeah, he's like, oh no.
He sound like he gets busy, like
yeah. His dad would have felt some type of way if he didn't say something. But all right, so we know that anywhere LeBron is, trouble and headlines kind of follow, just turmoil more than trouble. It's been great for the NBA. Just look at how they're getting their NFL on as far as them stealing the headlines and being relevant throughout the offseason. I know you can respect that as an NFL guy.
Absolutely.
But Kyrie said, man, this is it, man. He's like, it's a headache playing with this guy. Yeah, there's certain things that happen as far as going to 3 straight finals, being on this type of stage like this every year, but just the day-to-day process of it. Dude expects for, his teammates, the coaching staff, the concession people, the security guards, everybody to basically be his minions in the King's Court. And it's taxing. And I think that's what kind of came to it. And people were like, oh, he wants his own team. I was like, that's a part of it. But I think more so he sees that the writing is on the wall. He knows that the
ship be sinking.
This dude might escape next summer. And then nobody wants to be stuck in that type of predicament.
Nobody wants to be at the mistake,
So I'll give mine first, man.
Go for it.
The joint I came up with is biological didn't bother because they try to make it seem like LeBron is everybody's pops there, and like Kyrie said, man, he said, man, I got one dad, and his name is Drederick Irving. So his biological did bother. He's a great reason why he's actually in the league and so good now. So that was my choice, man, by Shaq Diesel. What'd you have?
There's a lot of ways to go with this because you can approach it from so many different angles. But you went Diamond D last week. I'm going Diamond D this week.
Okay,
I'm out of here. Gotta get away. Feet don't fail me now. He was like, yo, man, I see what's going on. I'm leaving before you do because you're not leaving me in this place with Dan Gilbert in the UPS workers that's gonna be left on the court with me.
I mean, Chauncey Billups said, "Huh? What?
He gave him the DJ Academics. Huh?
Huh? What?
That again?
What you saying? No, I'm good. So yeah, man, we're this is a story that's not gonna go away.
Not at all.
I mean, Dan
not
Gilbert,
until you trade it, and then they gotta play it with Christmas wherever he end up going.
Gosh.
Yes.
Dan Gilbert can't even get him on the line. They're saying right now, you can't even get him on the phone. So.
No words.
Yeah.
Just put me somewhere, but Dan Gilbert seemed like one of them dudes. He'll do an Indiana deal and trade him for
in spite of. Yep.
Because he know Bron rolling regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's not a bad 4-year rental, man. 4 straight finals, because they're going to the finals again next year. 4 straight finals, a title.
Even if Kyrie leave, you think they still going to the finals?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, they got to get something back, and I mean, as long as dude is healthy, nobody's beating them in a 7-game series in the East. Boston has the best chance, but they're still not ready.
Now here's something that I floated in my mind. I don't know if it's ever been put out there. What if Boston traded them Isaiah Thomas and some of those picks they got for Kyrie?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't make them better, though.
Doesn't make them better?
No, I just what they're missing is athleticism in the paint. They need more of like a stretch 4. Or somebody that can be a dominant big guy like Marc Gasol. Another guard that's going to dribble the air out of the ball and kind of make the ball stick and not move around. Like that's what they're missing right now. So
maybe your boy could be that by the time the playoffs roll around.
Maybe
Tatum.
Maybe he can get in there and switch some things up, but I think it'll still be too close of a time margin for them.
See what I think is that Bron, he's going to have to. They'll have a better shot only because the team will be less talented, presumably. But he's going to have to work a lot harder, which means he's going to have to take more days off during the regular season. Yeah, because he can't work a full schedule like normal people. But
he's not a regular dude. If that's the type of output that I'm gonna get if he takes off a couple nights, I'm all right with it, man.
Yeah, true. But I mean that's where it's gonna come down to, which is gonna I don't know. I think home court, the worse your team is, the more important home court becomes.
True.
So I think they're also going to need to win. Enough games to where they don't drop too far down in the standings. Yeah. But if without Kyrie, they're not going to win many games when Bron doesn't play.
That's true. They'll drop. But the crazy thing is, though, when Bron doesn't play and Kyrie and Love were there, they weren't exactly holding it down. They were like less than a 500 team. So
they did have the number 1 pick. That's not exactly fair to Kyrie because he's still
kind of hurt too.
Yeah, he was a young boy.
Man, we'll keep an eye on this.
What the killer he is now.
It's a soap opera, but
oh yeah, the NBA guy we gotta get these headlines, before my beloved NFL gets back into the mix.
I know, to push the season up too.
Oh yeah, they definitely did.
So Melanin Illustrated is what this has been called, man. Anybody that wants to go ahead and Google that right now and check out what we're about to talk about, man, is some lovely ladies out on the beach that just took some time out of their busy schedules to put on some bathing suits, all shades, all sizes, and all preferences. I mean, you like them short, you like them tall, you like curly, you like froze, you like weave. I mean, all of that was available.
Yeah. Negro Baskin Robbins in this gym.
But no, it was Black sorority sisters, man. They took over the tropics. They call it a Melanin Illustrated photo shoot. It was 28. They were from FAMU, which has been known to definitely have some Black beauty walking around that campus.
That would be 10 for a good buddy.
Yeah, they were in Costa Rica. It was they were celebrating the 10th anniversary of joining their beloved Delta Sigma Theta. So they put on the bathing suits, man, and I tell you what, man, this was a sight for some eyes.
They definitely threw up some dynasty songs.
They definitely did, man. I called this one here Ladies' Night. This was pretty simple. What'd you have for it?
My political correctness would not allow me to go with the title I wanted to go with. So I wanted to call it thorough, but I didn't. So what I went with instead was I went the total opposite direction. Goody Mob's Beautiful Brown Skin.
There you go, man. Latoya Owens, she's a member of this chapter. It's the Beta Alpha chapter there. She said that Black women are often overlooked in beauty. This was our way to shine a light on all types of Black beauty. And they definitely did, man. Shout out to them for doing this. If there are some other chapters that want to get out there and replicate this,
get out there and be somebody.
There's a drive-by dunk challenge. There's a eat collard greens challenge. There's all types of challenges.
I got that last one. I got that. But that dunk challenge, that's gonna get, it's all fun and games, yo. Somebody's gonna get they muffin cap peeled back.
Yeah, it might be kind of tough to do that on the wrong court.
Yeah, yo, in the wrong neighborhood, yo. Shout out to Dev, man. I think somebody dunk challenge Young Chase's court, yo. And then they did replace it, so Chase about to keep those hoop dreams.
Get it going, man. Shout to him, man. He just had the 6th birthday.
Yeah,
bright
to the young legend.
Yeah, man, bright kid, man. He's got a bright future ahead of him, man. Shout to him. Shout to Dev. But yeah, Melanin Illustrated. I can't wait for part 2.
Another one.
Another one. All right, man. So we were going to talk about this at length, but we decided to just take it to this segment here. The juice is loose. Well, partially anyway.
Okay.
It's been an interesting obviously week for OJ. I've never seen a parole hearing televised and disseminated the way that was. It's just another testament to just people's fascination with this guy, man. Anything that he's involved with, people are probably going to pay attention to just because he's like an alien at this point. I said "Dumb It Down" by Lupe Fiasco because that's how I felt for the little portion that I watched when he was giving his testimony or whatever he was saying on his behalf. I was like, yo, man, shut up. Like he was getting a little indignant.
Yeah. I really didn't steal anything.
Like he was annoyed. He had a nerve to say, I'm not a violent person, something to that effect. Like I've never been about the violence. And it was just like,
except for that one time.
It was like, come on, B. So yeah, I said dumb it down, man. Because that at this point, approaching 70, trying to fight for the last chapter of your life so you don't spend the rest of it in jail, in prison. And then the story came out that he was pleasuring himself near the female CO. I'm like, OJ, just dumb it down, man. Just chill. Just chill. So that's what I had, man. What'd you have?
In light of the new information, I'm calling an audible, and I'm because I did not know that last part.
Oh no, his whole situation was in danger because in late June, apparently, he was pleasuring himself near a female officer, and that believe it or not, that's actually against the rules of the prison. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yo, I so badly want to go with no hands, but I'm gonna stick with my original pick.
Oh gosh,
I'm gonna stick with my original pick. No to ledge.
Man, how about that, man? Thank you. Yeah, no.
Juice.
Yeah, juice.
No to
juice
ledge.
is juice. So, Phil, just really quick, man. What are your thoughts about this? He said that all he wants to do is just regain his freedom. He's going to be eligible for the NFL pension, which apparently, to my surprise, is like $25,000 a month.
Yo.
That can't be taken with the civil suit that he's owed for the past 20 years plus. It can't be touched. So he said all he wants to do is regain his freedom and
25 G's a month.
Yeah, and vacate to Florida and just play golf. What are your thoughts about that, man? Is OJ gonna be able to live a quiet life and just kind of fade into oblivion with Mike Tyson and the Pigeons, as you say, or what?
For those that can't see my face, just know I'm looking like, yo, you've seen the documentaries, you've seen him not in person, but you've seen him on TV. You know how this dude is. He's for lack of a better term, he's a media whore. He's perfect for the era that we live in, where people are famous for the sake of being famous. Not only is he famous, he's infamous.
He's somewhat, that chase kind of started this whole reality fascination.
Yeah, man. He's not going to be able to pass up. Well, one, he's not going to be able to pass up the attention that he's going to receive. And people, because of the way media works now through social media and reality TV and paparazzi and the celebration of celebrity, people are not going to be able to pass him up. When they see him trying to be, even if he was 100%, committed to just trying to lay low, people are not going to let him lay low. So it's going to be one of them things. And then we haven't even talked about the bags that are going to be flying towards him to do interviews for reality shows and, to box, heavyweight champions if he's so inclined.
Yeah.
Fight polar bears or whatever.
He could pay off his debts.
To actually put out the book, that he allegedly wrote.
I didn't do it.
But if I did. So all of these things are going to be, because you got to think about it, 9 years ago, half of the way we communicate didn't exist.
Yeah, it's true.
So this is literally a whole new world that he's going to be open to. He's going to get a 20-something, melanin challenged girlfriend. That's going to bring drama. She's going to take. I shouldn't say that, but I'll just. But there's going to be the don't be surprised if sirens show up to the crib. Is all I'll say.
I wouldn't be surprised, man.
So no, to answer your question, for all of those reasons, no way, no chance in hell that he stays out of the spotlight.
Well, speaking of OJ, story of OJ has been one of the most celebrated songs of 2017. When we go back and look at the best songs of the year, I feel like most publications, most people that are tastemakers and will be making this list will probably either single that song out or 444 from the latest Jay-Z release.
Agreed.
444 is not on Spotify. And Jay's been pretty unapologetic about it. He's basically just saying, hey, look, we got a title. We threw Jimmy Iovine a little bone, but he got to respect the Elohim. And apparently Spotify isn't doing that yet. So it's rumored that, he's losing money that we just couldn't even imagine. And when I say losing, I use that term loosely, but he's not gaining this. It's about $1 million a week. So it's been out about 4 weeks now. So it's about $4 million. But for Jay, that's a Tuesday. He's not about the current structure that Spotify has. It's just not what he's about. So he has not released his music to them yet. We will see what happens with that. The song that I picked for this, somebody that's Rock Nation affiliated, Big Sean's Control. Another Rock Nation guy on there, Jay Electronica, and Kendrick, who of course stole the show, but Control was what came to mind just because that's what Jay has at this point in his career. He always talks about not being drafted or feeling like Randy Moss in the draft. And now he's Jerry Jones. So, you know, that's where he is at this point. You know, he doesn't have to wait for anybody. He doesn't have to play by the rules. He makes his own rules, man. He's got control. What'd you have for it?
This is what I call the takeover. You know what I mean, and this is the next phase of it where it's addition by subtraction. Yeah, he might be losing, you know, quote unquote $1 million a week by not receiving the revenue from the streams, but by not having it on Spotify, he's gonna force the hand of Spotify to either not have his music and break bread with him, or risk them losing potential customers to not only losing customers who drop their paid Spotify accounts. I'm talking to you, Gervais, and
SMH,
and come over to Tidal, but people that are deciding what service to go with. If an artist that you like, you know, is on this service, and you know they're not on this one, and the other stuff is pretty much a wash, you know, and they're the same price, you know. So that's what he's playing, that game. So he's either going to make them come to the table and negotiate, you know, with favorable terms, or, you know, bet on the fact that they can outmuscle the brand that is Jay-Z and Tidal and Rock Nation, which, you know, in a lot of ways, that's going to be hard for Spotify to do. Unless they come with something that's equally as marketable in brand recognition and name recognition. So this is the next phase of the takeover for me.
The evolution of just his business portfolio, and just also just the way that he's put his music out there. I would say the way that it's been released is incredible. Like, we remember Freeze, Priority, you know,
Payday,
to the point where it was such a big deal. We remember that summer. It was such a big deal. Streets is watching. And then it was like, dudes going to Def Jam. Oh man, it's about to be a wrap. You know, we were excited for Volume 1. And you know, just everything that was about to happen with that.
And everything that came along after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With
so
the joint venture deals and you know, him basically running the building.
Yeah.
So it's been a grind like that.
80 million, like 18 months.
Yeah, it's been a grind that we've actually really watched, like an NBA career, essentially from like college to the pros, and then now to, you know, just like a ownership level. It's been a great ride to watch, and we've learned some things, and we got more to learn. So I'm happy that this blueprint's being laid out, so to speak. So
there it is.
Shout down. Man, the one last thing in this segment that I have, man, I was kind of reluctant to talk about it, but why not? Your man's, man. Your man's in there, man.
Who's my man's in there?
Aubrey Graham, man.
Oh.
Now, he's had this tattoo of Lil Wayne on him for a few months. And it was widely known amongst their crew. But, you know, he likes to wear shirts sometimes that bear his muscles and whatnot. He's gotten to the point now where people saw it. Obviously, the media caught wind of it and then posted the photos online. I chose Stan for this. It may have been a little late. I chose Stan. I think, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if he likes Lil Wayne as much as he says he does. Sometimes it just seems a little contrived. I feel like he does like give him credit and owe his career to him to an extent. But I'm like, all the bowing down and stuff like that. And then just the quality of the bars here lately. You know, you're doing a little bit too much when you say he's the gold and best rapper alive, whatever. But what'd you have for this, man? And what'd you think about the protege getting the sensei's face on his Because you gotta remember, this could go left, man. You know, Baby's got the Wayne tattoo on him, and vice versa.
All right, so as for people in even though he's not that much younger than us, for people in Drake's age group, Wayne is that dude for them. You know, I hear it a lot. You know, you know that run, you know, the infamous run that Wayne had is right around the time that shaped their, you know, we often talk about, you know, when hip hop becomes important to you is right around between like 8th and 10th grade, right in that age range. So
when you can start to do some of the stuff that they're talking about, whether it's get with the chicks or whether it's the, you know, whatever, like you can
even because of technology, it might even start a little younger, maybe even like 6 is, I mean, you know, if you really into the music. But all that being said, so I still I had to choose over my dead body by Drake, because that's the only way. Like I'm like,
yo,
because literally
you're my brother, man. You could, if you get me, because he's been in the room with so many different people. Obviously, Wayne put him in a different stratosphere. That if he didn't have the Wayne cosign, I don't know how this would have went. Or it may not have taken off so quickly. But let's just say Drake has a net worth of $350 million. Man, if you got me $350 million, are you responsible for me getting that start to that? If somebody said, yo, you go ahead and get a tat of your man on your shoulder blade, I still would just be like, nah. Nah, I'm good. I'm cool. And like you said, we come from a different era. But you wouldn't want that. That's the other side of it.
I'm like, yo,
this nigga's tripping.
I'm like, yo, you gotta cut your shoulder off, dog.
You gotta cut, like, it's cool, but like, yo, go back to Mr. Cartoon or whoever.
Yeah, man. You need the touch up, yo. You need the redo, man. Get you on black ink or something.
Yo, even if one of my sons did that years from now and I'm still alive to see it, I still would be looking like, son, I appreciate it, but
put a shirt on.
Yeah. I just, like, why would you do that?
Yeah, like I don't
know.
Like, see, me and the champ talked about this, and she was like, yeah, she said the same thing that you said, like he was responsible for getting them. And my take on that is that Wayne, and I'm 100% honest when I say this, if anybody should be getting a tattoo, Wayne should be getting a tattoo of Drake. Because Drake was going to be a star regardless.
Yeah. Like I said, I think he
could have signed with anybody.
He elevated him a little bit quicker than it would have been.
Yeah, but he could have signed with anybody. He was going to be a giant star. Definitely being with Wayne helped him in ways we probably won't ever know.
Right.
But regardless of where he went, who he signed with, or even if he never signed with anybody, just because the way that the internet works, he would have been Chance before Chance was Chance.
Yeah.
Just because he already had the crazy buzz.
We were talking about we didn't want him to sign anywhere.
Yeah.
Like he had opportunity to just, and this is before we even knew of this model of just being able to stream and just put stuff out.
I tell you how it really was. Shout out to the big homie. He was running a club down here, and he was like, I was like, yo, I kept telling him, I was like, yo, you got to bring Drake here. This is before
Best I Never Had.
Yeah, it was before that came out. So I kept telling him. So we
like after Replacement Girls with Trey.
After Replacement Girls with Trey, but before Best I Ever Had. It's like, you got to get him down here. You got to get him down here. See, start getting the prices. Literally, Best I Ever Had comes out. The very next week, the price went from, I think it was like 10 to like 80.
Yeah.
Like in a week, 10 to 80. That's how much that song. So
sound like R. Kelly.
And if you paid the 80, you still would have recouped
10 to 80.
Oh God. I'm not, yeah. But he still would have recouped it. That's the crazy part, because
Yeah.
the song was so ridiculously popular and big at that time, like that.
And he had skills to where he could put on the show. He had material.
Yeah, he did. So it was one of those things like there's no reason to get that tattoo. I get it, but I mean, Kendrick says it best every time, man. And for your last song you just picked, new niggas is new niggas, man. Don't get involved, yo.
Yeah, it's real.
But over my dead body, yo.
No, we want to give a shout out to Kyrie, to the Melanin Illustrated ladies of FAMU.
Mm-hmm.
Shout to y'all on your 10th anniversary. Hope you do it for your 11th.
And the 12th.
12th. Orenthal James, to Sean Carter for continuing to take control. And man, hey Drake, you get a shout out too, man. I mean, he's got Aaliyah, he's got Sade.
Did you
Lil Wayne.
Yo,
he's got butterflies.
And he has a pumpkin, yo. Like, did you hear the
Yeah.
They were yo,
yeah, man.
You gonna get you one too? You right around in that you and B, y'all gonna get a pumpkin too?
No, I don't think so, man. Sorry. But yo, I will say this one last thing just about the tattoos. Even 10 years ago, it wasn't where it was, where you saw a little bit more, especially in the NBA, the influence of AI.
Absolutely.
And we used to think Pac had a lot of tattoos. His is just like minimal, compared to now.
Yeah, like Bron, like 50.
Yeah. But it's just odd. Just like you look at the Odell Beckhams, they're getting like Michael Jackson and Prince and Kevin Durant. They're getting like these. I'm like, man, y'all.
We live in a different time, man. The level of idol worship is like a lot of young boys literally didn't have role models. Mm-hmm. So like you had your pop, you had your step pop, I had Big Perm, my uncles. I mean, it's just different, man. Do Uncle Drew got a tattoo of another dude on him?
Not yet. If anything, you might have Jedrick Irving.
Yeah, I'm about to say
it better be.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one.
I bet you Bean don't got no tattoo. Bean might not have it.
He got his children. That's it. But yeah, man, it's just a different.
If he had a boy, his son would be. Just because how he roll, yo.
We're gonna take this moment, man, just to have a brief tape break. Everybody that's been listening to the last few episodes, we appreciate you rocking with us. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Last week we featured Sky Zoo, who just put out a phenomenal project, as well as Crooked Eye, if I can breathe too. This week we are featuring a throwback, which is Redman, his freestyle over at Who Shot You, on Tim Westwood Radio. And we're also giving a shout out to a newcomer, Summer of '96, is featuring the best MC in the world, Phil.
Yeah. Nickel.
Royce, a 5'9" out of Detroit.
Royce, holla at us.
Yeah. So speaking of, man, Peddler Themes, we're going to talk about that just for a little bit before we get to the end of the show.
Lots of fire on Peddler Themes, yo.
It's 8 tracks. It starts with Short Money. It ends with Long Money. And then in between Short Money and Long Money, there are some gems, just even from the production to the lyrical display that's on. What's your favorite joint on Peddler Themes, man?
It's a Bamboo, man. Like just the metaphor in and of itself is fire, but then how they use the samples and just the bars are just stupid. I mean, all the songs, the bars on every joint are just ridiculous. But that when I first heard that one, I was like, yeah, yeah, like because I remember watching that movie. And like Champ's never seen it, so that's one of the ones we're gonna have to dig. I wonder I wonder if that's on HBO Go. It should be, right? No,
Nah, not for the feature film, but
they HBO got like a past that they just don't acknowledge. Like you know that one joint that you just never mind. Yeah,
mhm.
that's how like
in the band played on.
yeah.
All the movies like that, you're like, oh,
Yeah, like Dream On
mhm.
and for well, I know they ain't gonna play First and 10 because a rental's
No.
on that making jokes. So that's out. But there's so much.
That was my joint.
Yeah. But and Martin Tupper, that's my guy. Um, Dream On, Arliss, which was a great show.
Yeah.
They need like HBO Classic, yo. But anyway,
some of those are available though in the series.
Arliss is up there, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dream On is too.
Dream On. I'm about to start watching them joints.
Yeah.
But see if they hold up. But anyway, just the whole concept of the album is dope. And shout out to Sky who did a takeover of one of our favorite people. I still love it.de. Shout out to Wanda. He took over the site on or the Instagram page and did a live chat. He did a breakdown of the entire EP, and so he was going over basically literally like playing the tracks and going over line for line and explaining what each line meant, and it just gave you it gave myself a whole new appreciation of the EP and of the project. And it's just one of those things, man, where the bars, like, you literally need a pad and a pen to just go over some of the lines that this dude and I talked about Bamboo, but one other song that I would be highly remiss, and is probably I go back and forth between Bamboo and 95 Bad Boy Logo.
With the Faith sample.
Oh, the Faith sample is crazy.
Mean.
But the fact that I know that feeling that he had, because one, the Bad Boy jacket was crazy. I think it might there's only one jacket that I'd probably rather have than that one, and that that's I've talked about it before, the PE logo jacket. But I Bad Boy in 95, for people that didn't experience it, there's few things that can measure up to that. I mean, Cash Money had that run with Wayne, Nicki, and Drake, where they were just everywhere and on everything. But it was just different because, like, the way things are so segmented, you could go without hearing them just because you could be in your own little world. In 95, you could not escape, Bad Boy at all, no matter, on every level, underground, commercial, R&B. You could not escape them if you were a fan of any type of urban, media. It was no way to escape them. And so the feeling in the aura that they projected is legendary, which is why Puff is who he is right now to this day, and why Big is revered the way he is to this day, and why, even though she hasn't made anything, really of note in decades, Little Kim is still revered the way she is. And the Locks are legendary, the way they are, and Mace and that whole crew, because of essentially, a 4-year stretch, but 95 being the center of that.
Yeah. He broke it down so well in there, just, basically wanted the 95 Bad Boy logo on the back of a Letterman, but then he said, we go outside, so it could be on a hoodie too, and like he would feel the same type of energy from it. So, like, I just like the way that he put that. Like, we go outside, so a hoodie would work as well. But yeah, man, that joint. Obviously, we played Finesse Everything. Just the bounce on that joint.
That joint knocks.
Just knocks.
In the wheel is crazy too.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, make you drive a little bit faster. For real, just to flip that, that sample.
Just talking greasy.
Yeah, just talking crazy. So he actually produced the joint that flips the MF Doom joint. That's so revered. It's just a good just for it to be an EP. I mean, if he would have put another couple songs on there and made it an album, I mean, it would have stood up as
two more joints. There's nothing wrong with the 10 song album, So these are all full songs. There's no,
Yeah. So the fact that that's what he came with the EP, it definitely makes the feeling for Celebration of Us, which will be coming out later on this year. It makes you wonder like what he's got up his sleeve for that. So
yeah, because he said he's got a couple of songs done, and the way he feels about it, like just you could tell that he's highly excited about it. So if it's Sky's been on a roll, man. Like since Theo versus JJ, man. For me personally, he's been destroying everything he's touched. Like the Easy Truth with Apollo Brown was easily a top, for me personally, a top 3 album last year. This joint Peddler Themes is already high up on my list for 2017. So the couple features that he's been on, like the Peter Rosenberg joint, he's been killing it, which is one of the reasons why he's the best MCs in the world. Even though he took umbrage a little bit with where we had him ranked, when we do the new countdown, Peddler's Theme is definitely forced our hand to reshuffle the deck, so to speak.
Yeah. Wins and losses, man. What I like about this, before we get into the actual music, Meek, for some of the way that he does things creatively, he surprises you, especially when it comes with the thoughtfulness he puts into the artwork for some of the things. Like,
love the artwork. Always.
You go back and look at Dreams and Nightmares. You see it's a handcuff, but on one side it's the handcuff, on the other side it's the Rolex that plays into the Dreams and Nightmares. I always thought that was great. Came back with Dreams Worth More Than Money. You had the stack of money with the with the actual funeral thing from his father's funeral, which was I just thought that was just awesome artwork. And he comes here with the collage, something that I've seen on the walls of your rooms respectively in college. Reminded me of something that you've done before Instagram or before making collages digitally was a thing. The pictures placed together and just the name of Wins and Losses. I think he's really trying to get people to think about where he's come from and all the stuff that they say is an L for him. And we've been saying it, like, you think this is an L for him, but just imagine where he's from and like how many people are actually benefiting off the fact that he's a successful rapper.
Exactly.
I don't think much of this stuff could really be considered a loss, and he's trying to explain that to this new era. And I think he's done a good job, especially with at least putting that out there in the forefront of calling the project Wins and Losses. Like, yo, do you really know what a loss is? Like, do you?
Obviously, you don't. If you don't,
if you think you clowning me on the internet or some meme or
people was clowning him. I was like, do you realize, like, his ex-girl is your WCW lifetime WCW.
Yeah.
Like I mean, dude has an awesome life. I mean, on all appearances,
Right.
So and I've been super critical of him and like I said, like
from a creative standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely, because you know from very early on, this is one of the dudes that we championed uh because of the talent, because of the skill. So we always want him to succeed, knowing that he can do so much more with the talent and the skill that he has. And I think he kind of fell into, like, all right, I'm gonna just give the people what they want, whatever. And he fell into the life of being a rap star. I think with this album, he got back to being a MC that happens to be a rap star. So you could tell like that he's been through some shit. Obviously, it's played out in public, but he put it all in the music, and he had a very good album. It's not for everybody, because some people just, like, I heard people say, I don't rock with his style, or it's just not for me, which I get it. I really enjoyed it though. There's some songs that that are not for me. They're not my particular taste, but all in all, the album, top to bottom, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it absolutely bangs in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you be moving when you, like he was saying about the finesse everything.
Yeah,
it has that kind of feel. But I'm telling you,
now if you're a student that's trying to study, do you put on wins and losses in the headphones and try to do your work?
The track wins and losses I might put on, but not out, because I mean, just gonna get you moving. I mean, but there's a couple gems on there, man, that's like,
now if you're going to the gym, yes, go to the gym, definitely.
But I mean, the whatever you want with the Tony sample.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
I think those joints are cheating to me, man.
Yo, it is cheating, but it's the good kind of cheating.
Yeah, I know. It's the hall pass cheating. Like, the wifey knows you got the hall pass. Like, all right.
Hey man, it's like it's like what happens in Vegas, man. Yeah, yo, it's like it was another country. You know what I mean? But for real though, that joint just knocks. But see, the one thing about, even when you have one of those amazing samples for a classic song, sometimes people try to do too much with it, or rely too much on the sample. I think they did a good job of taking something that's well known and considered classic by pretty much everybody that's ever heard it, and making it their own thing. You have that familiarity with the sample, but the way that they use Ty Dolla $ign and Chris Brown, and Meek did his thing on it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's definitely, it's on the list.
Now, Vic Mensa came out with his release on Rock Nation. It's something that we both have on our list to get to.
Mm-hmm.
What could he do to kind of elevate his status? Like, it seems like he didn't really go for a single like he did when he tried to come out a few years back. He had the You Mad with Kanye, didn't quite take off like he wanted to. He kind of regrouped. And then now he's back with the autobiography of Vic Mensa. What's it going to take, man? I mean, we didn't necessarily rush to listen to it yet, but it is something that we're planning to get to. It's only been a couple days, but
yeah, I was in my Sky Zoo bag, pause, in listening to his whole discography. So when it popped up on my title that it was available. So that is later on today, as a matter of fact, that I'll be getting into that.
I don't know. It's just like we know he's had a couple EPs. There's a lot going on. Was one of the joints from last year where he showed some promise, and he talked about some real issues, and he kind of really started to take that approach where he's like, I'm educated, I'm concerned about what's going on in my city. I'm going to continue to talk about that now, and I can do that better than a lot of people.
I think he just has to build this brand, man. Just keep making the music you like. See, I think what a lot of people do, and we've seen this. This isn't a new problem. This is going back to our era and eras prior to us. People try to make music they think you want to hear instead of making the music that's right for them. If he makes the music that he should be making that's right for him, his fan base will rally around that, and the music will ultimately come out better, and he'll grow from that. I think when people lose is when they try to give you what they think you want to hear, you know. So like the whole thing with Ye, like that would have worked for somebody else. I think that was very forced. So it didn't come out the way that it should. Like, and not
like
saying
Young Chicago, New Chicago, Def Jam,
yeah,
J. Co-Shine, like
yeah. I think like I think him and Ye could make some dope music together, but I think they just have to naturally let it happen. I felt like that one was like a forced job. So with this album, I'm hoping that, and judging by the title and in a couple tracks that I heard, it's going to be more personal, and it's going to be more what he should be doing with his particular set of skills, and then he'll build from there. Because like he has a loyal fan base, so he has to cater to them and then expand it. Kind of like Run the Jewels did. Run the Jewels didn't give you songs they think you want to hear. They did the songs that they wanted to do, and like either you rock with them or you don't, you know. And then he has to take that loyal fan base and tour with them, and then win new fans like that. You know, that's the model for a lot of people. Chance did the same thing. He made the songs that fit him, and his fan base grew from that to the point where, you know, he's a certified star.
Now, with Vic Mensa, I just don't want him to get dropped from Roc Nation. He's got the Rockefeller tattoo on his neck. I just don't want that to happen, man. I have some weird connection to that. I'm like, that was a bold move, man. And I get, you know, they probably saved you from a dire situation, but that Rockefeller logo on your neck, I'm like, man, that's. I was like, I just don't want him to get dropped one day and have to regret that. So
it's like when dudes in the league get the team tatted on their arm and they don't even play for him no more,
or their jersey number, and then they go somewhere where you can't have that jersey.
Yeah, yo,
number.
Don't ever get 23 tatted on you, because if you ever end up playing for Chicago,
the Bulls or the Heat,
or Miami, it's a wrap for you.
Yeah. So I'm rooting for Vic, man. He's an interesting dude, because he just seems like he's real angsty, man. He's got a lot of angst with him. Like
I know one person that's not rooting for him.
Who, academics?
What'd you say?
He's like, man, I was gonna slap shit out you, man.
Yo, he called the boy like, you know, on Jesus and Mero where they do their rainbow.
Yeah.
His rainbow was fuck academics. and then he changed it to fuck whackademics.
Yeah.
You know, so he really feels some type of way.
He told a grown man, he said, man, he said it just kind of casually. I was gonna come in here and smack the shit out you, man. Oh man, golly.
Yo, man.
At least be Adama Khan Sue and say that to somebody. Don't be.
Yo.
Yeah, he meant it though. So I mean.
Yo. And Acte ain't
nah, he just was like, okay.
Smoke. Because Vic was trying to give him that free smoke.
He was trying to be like, what? No, you weren't. Yes, I was.
That Chi-Town, he gave him the opening, yo.
Yeah, he did.
You know.
So man, shout to this. We will definitely be checking this out. It just arrived today. So we will check this out. Looking forward to getting into this album. But man, it was so tough to put Peddler's theme down to even get to this, man. So
yo, I was right. Yo, man, it was real difficult to listen to anything else this entire week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, more than that though. You know, shout out to Scott.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely someone that's been a guest on the show, and
Yes.
who knows, man. We got a lot of repeat guys. Torre, the guy that's been on the show a couple times. Del P, who's doing this thing out there. Shout to him.
Raz.
Yeah. So hopefully we can add some more
Course
people.
Blue.
That's right. So as we head towards the end of the show, Phil, again, we want to give a shout out to our listeners, of course. You can check us out on SoundCloud, on Apple Podcasts.
Absolutely. Google Play Music.
Yeah, I mean, we're out here, man.
We even got love for you Android folks.
No, we do, man. And it's just funny just because we're already upon August. We normally will do our halftime report and just talk about some of the best things that have happened so far. We're just going to just keep it really, really compact for the next episode. And maybe actually just do it on IG. Just talk about, our favorite projects.
Yeah.
Some of the things that have come out for this first portion of the year. And then, that it'll speak for itself as we head into the hippies at the end of the year. So
people like hippies.
Always excited about that. NFL is upon us. Cap doesn't have a job. But Madden is less than a month away.
So Cap will have a job, yo.
Right.
I'm telling y'all, when we start this league, if anybody picks up my quarterback, I'm gonna feel some type of way.
No, he's all yours, man.
He probably gonna have like a 43 rating. They're gonna do him dirty, yo.
Yeah, he's gonna be down in the dumps for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to build him back up. You're gonna have to get some of these 8,000-yard passing seasons. Yo.
I mean, I think he won like 6 MVPs in a row one year.
That's that little run that Cat went on, he was like the greatest quarterback in the history of Earth. That run on Madden that we had, but
yeah,
I'm gonna bring you back, Cat, my quarterback emeritus.
That's right, man. So yeah, man, we got some projects coming up that we're working on as well. But all in all, we want to just thank everybody.
We got a QB in a Cabrini Green coming up, yo.
That's right, man.
Richard Allen.
Thank everybody for listening to us, checking us out.
Absolutely, man. Leave some comments, rate, subscribe, all that, on the different ways, yo. And shout out to everybody that rocks with us on social media, on Instagram, and gives us feedback. If you got any questions, hit us up, man. We are tissue and the tape at Gmail.
That's right.
Tissue and the tape at gmail.com. I keep wanting to add the at. It's not at though.
It's definitely
but it's maybe because I'm looking at it. It's tissue and the tape at gmail.com. Of course, we're on all social media at Tissue and the Tape. I am at Philmatic365. He is at Davis Backwards.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out too, because we actually do get some music there. There's a group. It's called Stallone and Weathers. They're out of North Carolina and Brooklyn, respectively. And they sent us some music to check out. So we actually are going to play this at the end of the show. So thank you, Stallone and Weathers. Thank you for checking us out. And we will give you a shout and put the link to your music here. Sounds all right. So it's Precise Politics and K Hill are Stallone and Weathers. That's their debut project that's dropping in September. So their first single is The First Line. We will make sure that the people hear this because we respect key holders.
Absolutely, and I want to give a shout out to another young artist, Kyrie Davis. No, that is not one of Vod's children. That is a kid. Not yet. That's a kid out of the city, out of Philly. Has some dope.
Gotta take it back. He's spilling.
Yeah, high quality bars, and yes, he is spilling. But even more than the bars, which is something that's supremely slept on. His video game is crazy. I don't know who's I need to find out so I can shout him out. Who's doing these videos?
Yeah.
Shits are fire, yo. Shout out to Uncle Briz for putting us on, as he's been prone to do for so many things.
Yeah.
But yo, my man's his videographer, his video director is that boy, and he brings those videos to life. And then the bars, so we are definitely going to have Kyrie on the show. We're in the process of setting that up to get him out here and talk to the Heat holders. So shout out to you, kid. The music is fire, and yeah, man.
Before I throw it to you to end this, we just have to just mention Shaquille O'Neal. You are a funny dude, man.
How about that face?
You're a funny dude, man. He came at LeVar Ball. It was entertaining to say the least. So
well, to be fair to the Diesel, LeVar definitely said that him and Lonzo were better than Shaq and Sharif, which
that's ridiculous.
Utterly ridiculous, because I like Shaq, I mean, come on, it's the Diesel.
It's so the Diesel.
You already know what he's done.
He still could break a backboard today.
Yeah, and and even if Lonzo Ball turns out to be everything that his pop says he is, he already has to start off. He has to get to the Shaq level. I know Sharif is better than
no question
than 1.9 a game. So that's not even the question. But so Lonzo Ball has to get 4 championships, several MVPs, finals MVP, scoring titles.
People their shoes, man. It's people. The game got on IG and said he's waiting to get his shoes.
And if the game can't get his shoes, how the fuck am I supposed to get my T-shirt?
Stay in your lane.
Yeah, and then like with all the wilding what he doing with that, that was real whack with the referee. That that makes me not even want the damn shirt. I mean, it's like, cause like, yo, you know how I feel about boy, but but me trying to be supportive of Melanin, it is what it is, though, man.
Yeah, man. On that note, man, Philmatic, take us out with the fader.
You already know, man. This episode was actually entitled "Never Do What They Do," because this past couple weeks there's been a list of Agans who we shan't be like. We didn't even need to speak on the Pod Piper, Robert Kelly. I should say the Dungeon Master.
Oh man.
White Vic. We didn't need to speak on him. Because you know how we roll. You know who our quarterback is.
He's only 7. We acknowledge.
You already know. The dude that got Obama's old job and all his fuckery.
Yeah. Let's not.
We spoke on the cat fight with Kyrie and Bron, and then this whole thing with getting another human being's face, another grown man's face tattooed on your body.
Never do.
A dude that you can talk to, a dude that you can high five and literally, FaceTime.
Wars.
Yeah, yo, you can.
If you're so inclined.
Yo,
sleepover.
And then the ultimate never do what they do. Theon Greyjoy, aka Reek, Splash Waterfalls.
Shout to the brothers of the watch, man. Looking forward to
no doubt, yo.
their
Shout
analysis.
out to definitely on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. Yeah, man. So there's a lot of people out there to not be like, but you know, we try not to dwell in negativity, even though so we do want to mention the people that you know that we did with Skazoo and you know Michael Bennett and so many other people that's actually doing positive things out in the world. My quarterback Kaepernick, our quarterback, you know. So it is what it is, man. I don't got much more than that, other than stay tuned to the tissue. We got a lot of gems coming up, a lot of great guests. And until then, work for the money, live for the love, die for what you believe in. This is Tissue and the Tape. Respect heat holders.
Facts.
Yo, that'll never get old.